Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, and coming up in the next half an hour. Juventus beat favourites Atalanta to lift their 15th Italian Cup. Juventus now hold both the records for most Italian Cup finals played as well as won. On the other hand, Atalanta registered 5th straight Coppa Italia final defeat. Indian football legend Sunil Chhetri announces retirement from international football to play his last match against Kuwait on the 6th of June. Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra wins gold medal at Federation Cup 2024, clinching his first gold in javelin throw competition on the Indian soil in 3 years. And in a crucial playoff race clash, Sunrisers Hyderabad all set to host Gujarat Titans. Gujarat are already out of playoff contention, would play for pride today at Hyderabad's Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium. So those were the top headlines of the hour that we're tracing for all our viewers. And to begin with the latest from the world of soccer. Well, Juventus beat Atalanta by 1-0 to win a record-extending 15th Coppa Italia title on Wednesday as an early strike by Dusan Vlahovic earned them their first trophy in 3 years. Now, the club also holds the record for most Italian Cup finals played and won. However, they had not lifted any silverware since they won the competition in 2020-21, where they also beat Atalanta in the finals. Meanwhile, Juventus coach Massimiliano became the first coach to win the Coppa Italia 5 times after Sven-Göran Eriksson and Roberto Mancini lifted the trophy on 4 occasions. Meanwhile, in another Premier League clash, Cole Palmer and Christopher Nkunku struck either side of a half-time to earn Chelsea a 2-1 victory over Brighton and Hove Albion on Wednesday. The victory sends the London club into the final day of Premier League season at 6th position. Now, Palmer turned in Marco Curella's cross with a powerful header in the 34th minute to claim the 22nd league goal of his outstanding debut season. Meanwhile, Nkunku's side footed home Mal Gusto's cutback in the 64th minute to double Chelsea's lead. Chelsea are now 6th on 60 points after beating Brighton to take a big step towards clinching a European berth. Amand Diallo scored his first Premier League goal and assisted on another to power Manchester United to a 3-2 victory over Newcastle United on Wednesday at Old Trafford in a battle between teams fighting for a European berth next season. Erik ten Hag's team remained 8th in the table but level on 57 points with 7th place Newcastle. Kobe Mainoo capitalised on Newcastle's appalling defence to get the home side on the scoreboard in the 31st minute. Meanwhile, Newcastle's Lewis Hall pulled one back in injury time, but Ten Hag's men hold on to some end one of the most miserable home seasons in years with a victory. In a major boost to international women footballers, FIFA's President Gianni Infantino announces first ever Women's Club World Cup, which is to be held in the year 2026. Our next report tells you all that you need to know about it. Take a look. In a major boost to international women football, FIFA announces a 16-team FIFA Women's Club World Cup, which is to be held in January-February 2026. The first edition of the Women's World Cup has been proposed by FIFA's President Infantino, and the 16-team tournament will be held every 4 years.
It's crucial after the huge success in Australia and New Zealand at the last Women's World Cup, where we had 2 million viewers in the stadiums, 2 billion around the world, that we built on that success to create new global competitions, because national team football is obviously based on club football as well, and to this date we don't have a global club competition for women. For this reason, to have a 16-team FIFA Women's Club World Cup in January-February 2026. We'll decide the location, we'll decide the exact slot allocation as well by continent.
FIFA President Infantino in May 2021 revealed their plans to introduce Women's Club World Cup as part of a plan to revolutionize the female game. FIFA, whose council met in advance of the 74th FIFA Congress in Bangkok, did not provide any further details at this stage. But speaking on boosting opportunities for women players, the president further emphasized on the role of the organization.
Well, it is important that after 3 years that we have taken some first measures to protect women. We're speaking here mainly about maternity, about pregnancy, about adoption of children, family-related matters, that we move to the next level to give even enhanced and more protection to women when it comes to the women game, to make sure that they don't just lose their contract with their club.
The Women's Club World Cup would likely allow top European teams from the UEFA Women's Champions League to face clubs from the United States National Women's Soccer League, as well as sides from countries where the women's game is less developed. FIFA also approved a new calendar with a focus on providing more opportunities for rest and recovery for players as well as coaches. And now to discuss more on this, I am joined by DD India correspondent from London, Ollie Barrett. A very good evening from India, Ollie. And this is indeed a very huge news for women footballers. What are the benefits that the female players could tap from this opportunity, Ollie?
It's certainly a huge move. We had known for a couple of years that FIFA wanted to do this, but we are starting now to get some further details about exactly how it will pan out, as we were hearing in that report. We don't know all of the details yet, and so it's therefore slightly difficult to say exactly what the benefits will be to women's football and to women footballers, but FIFA is certainly clear that this will grow the opportunity for female football clubs, but also the players that play for some of those clubs for the women's sides. It will open up, they believe, lots more exposure to the teams, lots more chance for television rights, which can feed back into the club game, lots more, therefore, opportunity for the individual players as well. That said, it's not without its potential downsides too, and some of those downsides have been raised by player organisations and unions heading into the FIFA meetings which have been taking place in Thailand, and they've been raising issues around the packed football calendar, for example. Now FIFA's responding to some of those concerns by tweaking the international calendar to try and make sure that there's enough rest in there for women footballers who are involved in some of these new but also existing competitions. Whether that's going to be enough to satisfy some of those players' unions and indeed the players themselves who might be involved in, for example, the Club World Cup, very much remains to be seen. It's an issue that is very live in men's and women's football around the world at the moment. The idea that players are just being asked to do more and more and more, and perhaps that's feeding back into exhaustion and the standards on the pitch and even injuries as well. So as I say, not without controversy, but FIFA is certainly of the view that this will be a major boost to the women's game at a time when they feel that there's a lot to capitalise on, as we were hearing from Gianni Infantino there.
All right, and also this additional high-level competition would now mean allotment of hosting rights to particular venues. How is this tournament in particular going to change the sports market in terms of its overall value and worth, Ollie?
Well, it's another opportunity, isn't it, for football towns and cities and capitals around the world to bid to host tournaments like this. Again, that's not without controversy or indeed the idea about whether it's worth it. We see this repeatedly when it comes to major tournaments and Olympic Games and football tournaments as well around the world. Is it worth hosting events like these? Do the cities and towns that host them make their money back? Do the infrastructure benefits last beyond the tournaments themselves? Are these stadia that might need to be built worth putting up, if that's the kind of thing that you would need to do for a Club World Cup? And as I say, we don't really know the full details of it yet. We know that it will take place in January and February 2026. We know that there will be 16 teams, so perhaps that will mean that these cities that will bid for an event like this, or the countries that will bid for an event like this, will be the kind of places that already have enough stadia infrastructure to carry them out without building anything or putting anything extra in place. So there's still a lot we don't know. The timing of this, January and February 2026, FIFA says, will mean that actually it's not too disruptive for leagues around the world. They say that it comes at a sensible midpoint in the European Football League season. It comes before the start of the women's football season in the United States League. So there are lots of mitigations being put in place here by FIFA to try and make it attractive for potential host cities and countries, for the clubs, for the players as well. But as I say, there's still a lot we don't know, and this is all still controversial. But FIFA is insistent that this will boost opportunities for players, for clubs, and as you are suggesting, for potentially some of the places that might host this new competition. It is new, and therefore it's a new opportunity in that sense.
All right, thank you so much, Ollie, for joining us and bringing us a rounded perspective on this latest development. Now, Diego Maradona's Golden Ball trophy, won for being named the best player at the 1986 World Cup, will be auctioned in France in the month of June. Now, this is the first Golden Ball to go for an auction, and while the value is still to be confirmed, the auction house expects it to fetch millions on the 6th of June. Maradona, who died in 2020, won the award after leading Argentina to World Cup victory in Mexico, scoring 5 goals at the finals, where he captained his country and played every minute of the tournament. That tournament is probably best remembered for Maradona's 2 goals against England in the quarterfinals. Maradona outjumped England keeper Peter Shilton as he thumped in the first goal with a raised fist that he later dubbed as being scored by the hand of God. India's football icon Sunil Chhetri announced on Thursday that he will retire from international football after the FIFA World Cup qualification match against Kuwait, which is scheduled to take place on the 6th of June. Our next report tells you all about it.
A heroic career, an icon, a personality of resilience, solid on the field, a leader, the captain and a man of toughness, Sunil Chhetri calls time on a memorable international career, hanging his boots after serving nearly 2 decades to Indian football. The national football team captain announced his decision via a video he posted on his social media account. Chhetri at 39 has played for the country for 19 years, having scored his first goal during his debut match in 2005. He is among the country's most celebrated players, credited with shining a spotlight on Indian football nationally and internationally amidst a cricketing-centric culture. Chhetri in his final message spoke about the high and low points in his long career.
The feeling that I recollect in the last 19 years is a very nice combination between duty, pressure and immense joy. I never thought individually these are the many games that I've played for the country, this is what I've done, good or bad. But now I did it. This last 1.5, 2 months I did it. And it was very strange. I did it because probably I was going towards the decision that this next game is going to be my last. And the moment I told myself first that yes, this is the game that is going to be my last, is when I started recollecting everything. And it was so strange. Started thinking about this game, this coach, that team, that member, that ground, that away match, this good game, that bad game, all my individual performances, everything came, all the flashes came.
In the words of the late Novi Kapadia, Chhetri's legacy is because of his disciplined lifestyle. In 2018, Kapadia described Chhetri as a disciplined lifestyle, the discipline that requires controlled diet, keeping himself fit and motivated. Sunil and Baichung Bhutia's long-lasting career deserve full credit, Sunil even more. It is very easy for many Indian footballers to fall into the trap of being content with minor achievements, but Sunil has not been content. Sunil is a role model. In India, he won several football awards, including the Arjuna Award, the country's second highest sporting award, and the Padma Shri, India's fourth highest civilian award. On the global stage, he has led the team to victory in the Asian Football Confederation AFC Challenge Cup, the South Asian Football Federation Championship, the Intercontinental Cup, and many more. Chhetri has scored 94 goals for his country. He will leave the scene as India's all-time top scorer and most capped player. He is also third in the list of goal scorers among active players behind Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Sunil, who began his career playing club football and state football in Delhi, is now the poster boy of Indian football. As he bids goodbye, we wish him all the best and hope he continues his journey in helping football grow in some way or the other in India. Sports Desk, DD India.
It's now time to take a quick and short break here on DD India Sports Pass, but still to come on the other side. New documentary on Roger Federer's final tennis day set to be released next month. Zverev, Tabilo and Collins march into Italian Open semi-final. And India's Abhay Singh and Joshna Chinnappa clinches mixed doubles titles at National Doubles Squash Championship.
We are in Cannes, the famous city on the French Riviera. The 77th edition of the Cannes Film Festival is here. So soak into 12 days of world cinema and the hottest fashion trends. The famous 24 steps leading to the Palais des Festivals, where most of the cinema at this festival is screened, are beckoning. Join me, Munmun Bhattacharya, as I take you through all the buzz around the festival and on India's participation in it, only on DD India.
As India decides in the world's largest election,
we help you feel the pulse of the nation.
I am Sakal Bhatt.
I am Shubhendu Ghosh.
This election season, join us on a journey of India.
We are in Assam. This is the tea city of India.
From down south, Tamil Nadu.
Discover the colors of democracy.
Gateway to northeast of India.
Coastal state of Kerala. Watch Poll Pulse on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India Sports Pass with me, Deepika. Now, reigning Olympic and world champion Neeraj Chopra bagged gold medal at the 27th Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship in Bhubaneswar on Wednesday. The star javelin thrower registered a best throw of 82.27 meters on his fourth attempt to claim the top honour. On the other hand, DP Manu, who remained at the pole position till round 3 with the best throw of 82.06 meters, failed to overtake Neeraj later in the competition. The star player marked his return in the Federation Cup after 3 years as he took the field at Kalinga Stadium. During his last appearance at the event, Neeraj had pulled off a throw of 87.8 to win a gold back in the year 2021. And now in Sports Pass, it's time to get you all the latest from the world of Indian Premier League. Punjab Kings skipper Sam Curran started with 63 as they defeated the already qualified Rajasthan Royals by 5 wickets at the Barsapada Cricket Stadium in Guwahati on Wednesday. Avesh Khan and Yuzvendra Chahal picked 2 wickets apiece but failed to win the game for their side. Earlier, Riyan Parag's fighting knock of 48 of 34 steered Rajasthan Royals to 144 for 9 in 20 overs after the side opted to bat first. Chasing a modest target of 145 on a tricky surface, Punjab Kings reached home in 18.5 overs. Sam Curran, Rahul Chahar and Harshal Patel all picked 2 wickets each. And Sunrisers Hyderabad are all set to clash with Gujarat Titans in the 66th match of Indian Premier League today. So SRH finds themselves in a pivotal position in the IPL points table, holding the reins of their destiny despite their inconsistent performance. Their powerful batting lineup will be the focal point as they aim for a playoff spot in this season. Sunrisers are currently fourth with 14 points in 12 games. However, they've not confirmed a top 4 slot yet. Meanwhile, Gujarat Titans have already been eliminated from playoff contention. From cricket pitches, now let's move on to tennis courts. Alexander Zverev had a scary fall but managed to get the best of Taylor Fritz on Wednesday to reach the semi-finals of Italian Open. Most of the damage appeared to be his left hand and wrist that was left bloodied and need treatment after the spill. But Zverev managed to pull himself together and fired 6 aces and 20 winners to put the American number 11 seed away by 6-4 and 6-3. The number 3 seed will next face Chile's Alejandro Tapilo, who continued his stream run with a 6-3, 6-4 victory over China's Zichen Song. Daniel Collins stormed into the semi-finals of the Italian Open on Wednesday after defeating former number 1 Victoria Azarenka by 6-4 and 6-3 in the quarter-final round. Collins joins number 3 Coco Gauff to put 2 Americans into the Rome semi-finals for the first time since Rome hosted an all-American finale between Serena Williams and Madison Keys in 2016. Gauff will face world number 1 Iga Swiatek in another semi-final on Thursday. Aryna Sabalenka cruised into the semi-finals of the Rome Open on Wednesday after comfortably defeating Yelena Ostapenko in straight sets by 6-2 and 6-4. Second seed Sabalenka needed an hour and 13 minutes to see off Ostapenko and improve her record against her Latvian opponent to 3 victories and no defeats. Now, a new documentary looking at the final 12 days of Swiss tennis star and 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer's professional career is all set to be released next month. Tennis fans got a sneak peek of Federer 12 final days after Prime Video released the teaser for the full-length documentary. Federer was regarded by many as the greatest male player to wield a tennis racket and who took the sport to newer heights during his career. The 42-year-old retired after the 2022 Labour Cup in London. Now, Federer 12 Final Days is directed by Asif Kapadia and director Joe Sapia. It will premiere on Prime Video on the 20th of June. Sprint legend Usain Bolt is putting his faith in home team West Indies ahead of the upcoming T20 Cricket World Cup. The 8-time Olympic champion will reunite with his first love cricket when the tournament kicks off next month. Co-hosts West Indies won their first test in Australia for 27 years. The 2-time winners are co-hosting the tournament with the United States and begin their group campaign against Papua New Guinea on the 2nd of June in Guyana. The venue at Eisenhower Park will host 8 matches beginning the 3rd of June, with Sri Lanka facing South Africa in the opening match.
Excited, you know what I mean? I finally get a chance to be a part of cricket again. I think it's something that I've always still watching my dad and tried to stay abreast of, but I'm happy that I get the opportunity to be a part of it, to promote the sport that I loved at the start.
On to combat sports now. Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk trained in the ring in front of the cameras on Wednesday as they now gear up for their title fight slated for Saturday in Riyadh. The boxers stayed clear of each other, with Usyk hitting the ring first. Ukrainian boxer Usyk said he did not have a special message for Fury and said that he was saving it for Saturday. After leaving the ring, Usyk stuck around a bit to watch Fury as he took his turn around the box. After sparring with the trainer, Fury said he was looking forward to putting on a show over the weekend. Billed as a Ring of Fire, the fight will unify Fury's WBC Heavyweight Championship with the WBA, IBF, WBO and IBO belts held by Usyk. Both are undefeated professionally. The fight was originally meant to happen on the 23rd of December last year and then set for the 17th of February before being rescheduled when Fury suffered a cut in sparring. Now, Bhutan inaugurated a brand new training pool in Thimphu on Wednesday, which World Aquatics said is one of the highest pool of its kind in the world. The pool and training facility sits high in the mountains at the impressive altitude of 8,200 feet. World Aquatics said the new Thimphu Aquatic Center houses the Kingdom of Bhutan's first competition swimming pool. The facility will also allow elite swimmers to train in their own country and will also serve as a training ground for the local community. The Bhutan Aquatics Federation partnered with World Athletics to make the pool a reality in part of a World Aquatics initiative known as Pools for All. Now, National Double Squash Championship concluded at the Indian Squash Academy in Chennai on Wednesday. The Squash Rackets Federation of India, in association with HCL, has revived the National Doubles Championship that kick-started on Monday. Abhay Singh and Joshna Chinnappa clinched the mixed doubles title, while Singh with Velavan Senthil Kumar won gold in the men's doubles with a scoreline of 2-0. Pooja Aarti and Ratika Seelan won women's doubles title with a score of 2-1. The winners were felicitated by the chief guest Dr. Atulya Misra, Additional Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu Government, and Tulisamata Murugesan, the gold medalist from the Asian Para Games 2022, who was the guest of the honour at the grand finale. And that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Pass. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika Mehto, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India Sports Pass. Namaskar.